thank our host and for this lovely event, the TD boys, Frankie Slapola and the Dodges, for putting on this wonderful event. And it was my pleasure to do some of the serving and help out with that. So this is the kickoff for the Joe Coors 2012 Club. Something that I had imagined could be a good way to meet and greet, and raise a little money and have some fun. So that is the purpose of the club, and it starts with $20.12. And I hope that doesn't hurt too many people's pocketbooks. But thank you for the financial aspect that you bring to tonight's event. Thank you very much for that. I will say a little bit later if I can remember it, but the real key to this election is the unaffiliated voters in this district. There's 37% are unaffiliated, and they will carry the election. So if you know people who are unaffiliated, you gotta get those people to the polls. We gotta get them voting in the right direction, because Washington is a mess and we need to change that. Much of a message is in a minute. But as a way of background to give you, for those of you who don't know anything about me, I'm the oldest of the fourth generation of Coors family members. And I'm running because of the American dream, the land of opportunity that we have known, that has been the backbone of this country, is, in my opinion, ready to be snuffed out by a government that doesn't really care about the Constitution and about the backbone of this country that made it so the strongest economic power in the world. And we got to change that. My great-grandfather, give you the background here, my great-grandfather stowed away on a boat, left Germany back in the late 1860s, came to the United States, penniless, and with just perhaps a brief change of clothes and a little satchel, worked his way west, and landed in the Denver area on the banks of Clear Creek. And back in those days, in the late 1860s, this was a mecca for pursuing the American dream with the gold rush. And so there were approximately 100,000 miners from Idaho Springs all the way to Denver. And he thought it'd be a really great opportunity to start a brewery and serve beer on the back of a horse-drawn cart to the miners. And that's M-I-N-E-R-S. I want the enemy to think that my great-grandfather started off distributing beer to underage people. They probably did anyway, but there were no lockdowns. So that started the Adolph Coors Company really in 1873. And later on, great-grandfather and his son, Adolph Coors, and then my parents and uncles continued the brewery process. But in the meantime, back in about 1910, my great-grandfather helped start a company called Coors Porcelain Company. Again, this was you're a graduate of the... We have an alumnus from the, Shirley Snyder, oh my gosh. You remember the Kill Rat days, Shirley? Anyway, it started as the Coors Porcelain Company and officially in 1920, named that. But I'm as old as the fourth generation and privileged to have had my career at Coors Porcelain Company. Then I renamed it Coors Ceramics, and now it's called Coors Deck. And Coors Deck, it's still headquartered here in Golden, Colorado, is the world's largest industrial ceramic company, employing over 1,000 people right here in Jefferson County in Golden. Still headquartered here, now run by my brother John Coors, and doing very well, although the economy is showing some signs of putting a little damper on things. So that was my career. I didn't start at the top. I started as a data processing programmer in 1973 and worked my way up, had some good bosses, worked my way up through manufacturing, ran a subsidiary out in Oregon for 7 years, came back here as corporate vice president of quality assurance, and then was promoted to president and finally chairman and CEO. Had the opportunity to take the company public in the 1990s after we spun off from the brewery, and that was a neat thing to go through, but the company is now privately owned by the Coors Family Trust. But during my career, starting off as in the data processing department, I learned to work with people, sitting around tables like this, in the lunchroom, talking about ideas, talking about things that were on their minds, working with management, understanding what it's like to meet budgets, make profits, what the career opportunities would be, job opportunities, how you create work and create jobs. And that's the experience that I bring to this election table. My opponent, his career was in bankruptcy law before he became a lawyer, before he became a politician. He is, to my knowledge, never created certainly a private sector job. Before I go to the best of Washington, you need to understand that only 1 out of 5 congresspeople has any private sector job experience. So imagine, and most of them are lawyers, so imagine what lawyers do. They create more laws. And so part of the mess in Washington, D.C. right now is that we have a growing number of regulations, piling on top of regulations that's making very difficult a new business environment today. We are at a 40-year low of new small business startups. Small businesses were the backbone of this country throughout its history and led to the United States being the greatest economic power in the world to be envied. And we have a government now that wants to really destroy that and return the United States to a status quo for the rest of the nation. Time out. Where was I? Something about a mess in Washington. About lawyers and stacking up regulations upon regulations, making it really hard. Stop?
No, don't hold the microphone.
There must be some regulation that's affecting this.
We should get a lawyer.
Any lawyers in the house? That's just one of the issues about regulations impeding progress. But the real issue with people wanting to take a risk, and I see this going around in my block walking and in my talking with small businesses, is that the fear, uncertainty, and doubt brought about by regulation, tax uncertainty, federally mandated things like Obamacare, and forgetting politics, folks, Obamacare is a financial disaster for this country and needs to be repealed and replaced. There certainly do need to be some things about Obamacare. And while I'm on Obamacare, let me make this statement. The left side will believe that the Republicans are doing everything they can to change Medicare as we know it today. Not true. The only person in this race that I'm up against with Congressman Ed Perlmutter, he's the only one in this race who has changed Medicare as we know it today by taking $760 billion out of Social Security, putting it into another pot to help fund Obamacare, leaving seniors at risk of losing vast services, vast opportunities. Obamacare creates 158 new agencies and programs. Do you